I keep waking up with this tension. It's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and it's a tension that just keeps startling me awake. I have to take a deep breath when I wake up. It's like then the tension reduces, but the tension is there. It's not letting me relax. There's some kind of, I don't know, it's not a good feeling. It's maybe a lack of exercise. It seems like something that walking could do, or even maybe bleeding. It's definitely coming from my gut. I think there's a lot of gas. It could be coming from overeating. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the tension that I've had in the past similar to this, because this is kind of familiar. Could it be coming from overeating, that just the excess of food is trying to process all at once, having just packed it all in a short period of time, and eating too much in a short period of time is not being digested in a short period of time, and it's causing excess tension for my rest, for my sleep now. I can overeat, and then it causes, and if I don't exercise, then it's going to cause a very disrupted sleep. It's very unnerving, and I haven't been walking around or exercising much because I got bad shoes, and it's been raining out. I got real holes in the bottom of my shoes now. I need to replace some shoes. And that'll allow me to get out and walk around a little bit more. At least I look forward to it without getting my socks all wet. This tension, this is something else. It feels like I almost need to bleed myself just to lower the blood pressure. It's a raised blood pressure. My blood pressure has raised. And I wonder if maybe it was eating all that garlic, and now my body's just kind of trying to readjust to the lowering of the blood pressure from eating garlic. Like these blood pressure lowering herbs, they work, but then once they're digested, the blood pressure spikes back up. You have to constantly eat this blood pressure lowering thing. It's very unpleasant to the stomach. Although my stomach feels fine. I had maybe 6 or 7 cloves. My stomach feels fine after the meal. I can't really eat garlic by itself. But either way, this is a tension that's familiar, but it's worse. And I have a tendency towards this tension. It's a tension in my heart, possibly emanating from the gut. Because I'm feeling a lot of it feels like gas is moving around, but I'm not really farting as much. It's a tension. It's either air tension or a blood tension. And it makes it really hard to try to sleep. I'm not in a good balance, and there's a good chance that it's a lack of exercise. The rain has really had me just sitting around waiting it out, just waiting, and it can rain for 24 hours. So I've just been sitting a lot. But still, even with the lack of exercise, I should have a better way to balance this problem out. So frustrating. Gotta admit, I had a rough night last night again. I just couldn't fall into a deep sleep, and I couldn't keep myself warm. It's so strange. It's like there's a tightness in my chest. It's like a nervous disorder. It's either psychological, environmental, maybe there's something in the air, maybe it's a lack of exercise. Um, it's just there's a lot of factors, diets, and it's really hard to pinpoint exactly why this is happening. What did I have yesterday for food? I overate because I had 2 meals, and it was pretty much the potato salad that I made with the avocados. Maybe I overate the avocados. I had like 4 of them, and then a bunch the day before. I just it's so confusing to me how this health thing is, how to balance this health thing. I'm trying to follow the diet now for the damp spleen. I want to feed my spleen. Apparently, when you type in Chinese medicine, dampness and diet, it goes right to the spleen, because the spleen does control the dampness. The spleen is there to turn that food into energy, and I got a lot of accumulation of I guess a mucus. That'd be another way to call it, what to call the dampness. And I think I have a lot of accumulation, particularly in a tough to reach spot in my intestines around my appendix. Either my appendix is clogged, or it's just around that area, but that's pretty bad. It affects my breathing, it affects my heart rates. All the way down there, it's when I feel it, it affects my breathing. My breathing is much better after the sour cream incident, but it still struggles. Okay, so I had a doubly bad problem with both my appendix area and the sour cream addiction. Okay, I've cleared the sour cream addiction a little bit, probably not 100%, but I still have it's not chronic breathing problems. It's just slight whenever I feel the problem in my appendix, whenever it gets a little tight, not painful. It's strange. I'm not really experiencing pains, just a lot of weird feelings. And I really believe that a good exercise routine will probably pull me out of some of these doldrums. Okay, I believe it. And I'm so limited. I'm just not getting to areas that allow me to freely exercise as I want, because I just can't start jumping up and down on the street without having the cops called on me. Alright, I know that. It's frustrating. And I can't just walk into any gym. So it's really me, hanging out at the library is not good. It's just hanging out. So I'm really out of any good routines. That's what happens. That's what home dwellers do. When I was a home dweller, I was depressed, but I had kind of a routine. I was just going through the motions towards the end. It's tough being a traveler and getting these routines going. But I need to change my diet. I still probably need to avoid the raisins and avoid the peanuts, because I think those are still problems. I got potatoes, and I think I'd throw some kind of pungents. Alright, pungents and bitters. No, bitters too, but I'm having difficulty finding them. I need to get over to the big city and then a specialized herbal shop that has some bitters, blessed thistle, hops, dandelion leaf, these type of things. Regular grocery stores don't like to sell them because bitters help you reduce your eating disorder the most, I believe. When you get in enough bitters, you don't get quite as hungry. Okay, so keep the bitters out of the grocery stores is a good policy. Get the people fat. And I'm not seeing it in the wild. I would pick wild dandelion leaves. Those would be a great choice, but I'm not seeing them. In springtime, they're not so bitter. which is unfortunate in a way for medicinal properties.